Welcome to the Fuller Tracy Mania commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording. It's 5:11 p.m. that is Central Time, and today is January 15th. I do apologize for the late recording. I've been in quite a few meetings today, some work-related, others personal-related. I was doing my tax returns, and I've got a little bit of an anecdote for people, particularly as it regards silver. I wrote about it in Comment of the Day today, but I think it's worth discussing. And then something that I think is also important, and I think it might be sort of popping up on the radar of people, is the ratio of consumer discretionary to consumer staples. And if we only look at the last 5 years, it's at the upper side of the range and it's rolling over a little. And a point that I would think is important is when you look at the largest constituents of the consumer's discretionary basket, well, one is Amazon and the second is Tesla. So together, that's $4 trillion of valuation. And the largest constituent of the consumer staples is Walmart, and that is about 952 billion. So, and Costco is a distant second at 423. So, let's say 1.37 and a half billion, not trillion, I should say, relative to over 4. So this obviously is also an important point, that some of the consumer discretionary companies have done phenomenally well in the last decade. And then let's also look at more back history. But I think also it's important to emphasize that today we had a de-escalation of what's happening in Iran. And the chances of regime change are starting to diminish. So that took some of the impetus out of oil. Silver prices dropped down through $90 at one point today and then rebounded by the close to close back above it. And gold prices were pretty much unchanged. Then in the stock markets, we had a good sized rebound. So the Dow Jones Industrials is pushing back up towards the 50,000 level. The S&P 500 is still close to an all-time peak. The small caps continue to do well. And then with the announcement that the tariff on Taiwan will be reduced to 15%, Taiwan Semiconductor was in positive territory. And the technology sector generally did better today. Something that is also rather important is that both Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley came out with their earnings today, and that bucked the trend of disappointment that we saw yesterday and the day before from the banking sector. They were both firing on the upside. It was a very impressive breakout and a resumption of the uptrend by Morgan Stanley, and a very strong performance from Goldman. But this has been an exceptionally strong period for the banking sector, and that's been true globally for the last couple of years. So we got plenty to think about in here today.